Did you see that? A ghost.
Welcome to Paranormal Pentivity, a show about songwriting, ghostwriting, and everything in between. My name is Nayim. I am your host, and today we got Eminem because there's something very critical we need to speak about as far as the one thing that he absolutely, completely changed and revolutionized about music in general. And that is how people see themselves in their favorite artist's life, how people see themselves consuming music. And now we're at that point where it is completely revolutionized how people even support non-music related things. What am I talking about? I'm talking about stan. The word stan and the song stan. And we got to cover the song first and then we're going to cover the word. So if you remember the era when Eminem was just like scorching hot, he couldn't miss when he dropped. And it was just like, you know, that Dr. Dre flair and just everything about him was just like perfection. And that's when we all really like was into the music, I guess. He dropped this song and it was called Stan. And the premise of the song Stan was a super fan that just wanted to meet him so bad and just loved him and was obsessed with him and was every part of his life. He knew the details and he was writing them letters and he wanted to see him and wanted his favorite rapper to be a part of his life so much to the so much so that he ended up ending his own life because he wasn't getting what he felt like he deserved for being so obsessed with his favorite rapper, who was Eminem, right? This was the turning point for how people see themselves, like, especially like young people, but like how people saw themselves consuming everything, really. Because now today we're at this point where stan is just a part of people's regular everyday life. Like you'll hear people say, oh, I stan the mac and cheese. Oh, I stan bad bitches on IG. Just anything, right? People will say they stan anything because stan now is a part of our lexicon. And I actually looked it up to see what the real, because you know, after a word becomes so circulated in society, they end up putting it in the dictionary, especially if it's a pop culture word. So stan is an informal noun or verb, and it says as a noun, an overzealous or obsessive fan of a particular celebrity, and as an informal verb, be an overzealous or obsessive fan of a particular celebrity. We've moved past that. They need to go ahead and update that because now people will be like, I stan high heels. Those are the people who, when people are using stan as a verb, stan is, I'm okay with openly supporting this. I'm going to openly support this. I like this a lot. That's what that means on that side. When stan is an informal noun, this is where we get to all the crazy stuff. People started going to the extreme because we saw extreme fanism before, or super fanism, because remember, fans used to mean fanatic, but we have this thing in culture where we will take words and we will dilute them down so they're not as obsessive and compulsive and crazy sounding. So like nowadays, and please, I hope you're following, nowadays what a fan is a person who enjoys something, a person who likes something, a person who they might support something. But it's kind of like, is a fan a supporter? Because a supporter is a person who actually supports. A fan could actually like something but not necessarily support that. We have moved to that definition away from what a fanatic is, and we know what a fanatic is: a person who cannot control themselves, obsessed with something, right? What a stan is, because people have stans, and nowadays what a stan is a person who will for lack of a better term, die on the hill about a person. If we talk about it informal now, we're going to just use Eminem as an example. There are people who will argue with you all day, all night, go pull pictures of your mother, Photoshop your kid on a baby for OnlyFans, or some wild, just anything crazy you can think of. People will go to these extremes for people who've never talked to them, never seen them, will never reply to them, don't know nothing about their existence. And all of that came from his song that showed that's how people really, those people have moved into that. And it's worse nowadays, because there are people who are just flat out awful, flat out terrible, flat out just everything is 100% wrong. And those people have people who will stand with them, and I stand, STAND, with them no matter what. They could be dead in the wrong hand in the cookie jar. People are going to support them no matter what. Those are stands. People who will get on flights and come and fight you, those are stands. People nowadays are doxing, and if you know what doxing is, taking and putting your address and your personal information online, or your family members and all of that stuff. People are doing that behind celebrities they've never met. People are taking pictures of your children, posting your children elementary school, posting the hours of operation, getting people fired from their jobs, going to like physically fight people, attacking you for your difference of opinion. Those are stands, and that is where we are at today. This is how people see themselves a lot of the times, especially the younger they are and the less control of their mind they have. There are adult stands. People like R. Kelly have stands. Like, there are people who have just done atrocious acts. Jeffrey Dahmer has stands. Charles Manson has stands. So it's like they might not have had a word for it back then, but these things exist. And these things exist thanks to our friend Eminem. No question, he completely is the person that is responsible for how we now have the diction and the language to identify who's who and what is what when it comes to support base. You know, I got stands. You know, everybody has, I don't want to say everybody has stands, but a lot of people have stands. Like, people who are they're going to go there. Like, they're going to go, and they will go as far as, have we seen anybody that was like died recently for a celebrity? Like, they're willing to die. I guess that will move into the realm of clout chasing if you're willing to die behind nonsense, but that's something else. We talking about stands today, and I feel like that is a very accurate description. Eminem is responsible. We can wrap it up here. We are back to doing what we do. We'll be back tomorrow, probably on the other set, because I miss it. So thank you for tuning in. This is Paranormal Pentivity. My name is Nayim. I will holler at you.
Did you see that? A ghost.